check your ego at the door, okay? That's one piece of advice I'll give. You want good feedback. You want people to give honest critique. You don't want someone to just kiss your ass and be a yes man, okay? That's not what you want. You want somebody who's going to tell you the truth. My name is Samuel L. Franzman, and I'm an independent filmmaker working on my first feature film, In the Hands of Fate. If you're anything like me, then chances are you want to make your first feature film too, but might not have the resources to do so. Well, in this series, I want to chronicle and document my journey of making my first feature film with the hopes that you can all learn something with me along the way. So go ahead and strap in and get ready to take some notes, because let me tell you, making a feature film is one hell of a roller coaster. The first thing that you're going to need in order to make your first feature film is a great script. But what is a great script? Well, there's some obvious basics, like you want it to be formatted properly. You know, you want a strong narrative structure. You want round characters that overcome adversity and change throughout the course of the film. You know the basics, okay? There's plenty of great videos here on YouTube that'll go into more detail on, the basics of writing a good screenplay, but I don't want to focus on that, because I think what's not talked about enough is the idea of you got to have a good story, but where does that story come from? And that story really comes from you. It comes from a place of truth. And it's not the movie that you think that you should make. It's not the movie that you think others think you should make. No, it's the movie that you want to see. Because believe me, if there is a type of movie that you absolutely love, like if you're just a horror nut, you love horror movies, then you should make a horror movie. Okay, so once you have your idea, obviously your next job is to actually sit there and write the screenplay, and be prepared this is gonna take you some time. And no, your first draft isn't gonna be good enough. Your second draft is definitely not gonna be good enough either. And you're gonna need to take an outside perspective in order to really hone in and tighten your script. There's a lot of things in film that cost money, but two things don't: talent and imagination. Those take your own time and energy. They don't cost you a dime. So take your time and really hone your craft. Work on, work on crafting an imaginative story. Think of, what would you like out of a movie that you never got before? What's a movie you loved, but maybe you wish they would have did the ending differently? And how can you now take those ideas and incorporate that into your script? There's different ways that you can come up with ideas. Imagination doesn't cost a penny, so take advantage of that. Really hone your craft on the writing. But it's not just about you, because you want that outside perspective. Take it to friends, take it to family. Show them your script, have them read it. Because trust me when I say, there are going to be things that you thought are pure genius that somebody else is going to have no idea what the hell you're talking about, right? And check your ego at the door, okay? That's one piece of advice I'll give. You want good feedback. You want people to give honest critique. You don't want someone to just kiss your ass and be a yes man, okay? That's not what you want. You want somebody who's going to tell you the truth. If something isn't working in your script, thank that person, because you would rather fix it in pre than film an entire movie with a crappy script. I had some people look at my script and tell me what they thought about it, and trust me, I had on several different occasions picked up things from other people's perspectives that I wouldn't have caught on my own.
My name is Melinda Franzman, and I basically help with quite a few positions. I would read it, and I would basically give him feedback as far as I'm kind of more of a stickler on what people would say. So I always like to keep it more realistic.
You want advice, you want feedback. So that's the best thing I can tell you when it comes to writing your script.
So as far as reading his script, I'd give him some advice on maybe something didn't seem right, or why would they do that. I would say it's important because you're not going to catch everything, and you got it in your head. And then when you have someone else read it, they might point something out that you weren't thinking about.
So you have your script, now it's time to get started shooting, right? No, you're not even close, sorry. You got a lot of work to do, okay? The script is just the first part of it. So what did I do when I finished the screenplay for In the Hands of Fate? Instantly, I wanted to raise money.
Not to be mean, but I would tell Sam what would give anybody an incentive to give you money? They don't know you. So what can you do to try to get them to want to donate money to your campaign?
So I was thinking, how could I create a crowdfunding campaign and set myself apart from, other independent filmmakers? And I thought, wow, I should make a proof of concept. And at the time, I thought this was a novel idea. I'm like, I take one scene from my script, shoot that scene, and then bada boom, bada bang, people are going to start throwing money at me, right?
Getting people to have a reason, or what would they get out of it if they don't know you, that would be the biggest challenge.
We go out, we film, it comes out amazing. You can watch it right here on the Franz Productions channel. I'm really proud of how that came out. I come up with the Indiegogo campaign. I put perks out the wazoo all across there. I got t-shirts, I got DVDs, all the usual stuff. And, I raised like $300. It wasn't impressive. Okay, I wanted to throw in the towel at that point. I mean, I thought, I'm not making this movie. What am I going to do with $300,
And I convinced Sam to make the movie because I know his heart was in it, and I know that he would be able to without all the money, because I tried to tell him how all the different ways we can improvise and still make it look good.
I had some strong support backing me. My mom, she's a co-producer as well, helps me out a lot on film. And for you, it might not be someone like a blood relative. It could be, a close friend of yours, but reach out to your support system, because this is a team effort, and without that support, it's really easy to lose momentum and lose hope when things aren't working out.
Because I know it was important to him. He didn't want it to come out looking cheap and crappy, because we don't have the funding to get, the proper stuff. But if you can get to the right people that will help you out.
I might not have raised the money, but I work a day job, I'm a substitute teacher. I can pull in some of the money from that and, put it towards food and stuff like that. And then, go ahead and just try to pull favors from people, see what volunteer help I can get, and try to make this thing happen. And so I did. I went out and I started looking for locations. A lot of these locations are coming in from my network.
I mean, when someone allows you to use their places to film and they don't charge you, I mean, they don't realize how appreciative we are for something like that, because a lot of times people want money and then it's like, that's out. So then we got to think of what can we do to come up with something that'll be just as well.
You're going to run into problems, and you need to be ready to solve those problems. Here's a story about a problem I had to solve within the Hands of Fate. So we were supposed to film at this local bar, and I had permission from the owner. Everything looked great. I drive past the business. Uh-oh, they're selling the business.
And then the lady that was there no longer worked there, and there was another woman there who said that, oh yeah, you can film here, I guess, since you were already told you could. And then she lied, and then you found that out later on that she wasn't even the owner.
Well, I look at my script and I'm like, well, this scene only has 3 characters, and as it would turn out, it's the same 3 actors that I casted for the proof of concept. So I can shoot this right now. And I go back in and get everything worked out. I get everything ready to go for the shoot, and the day comes and they cancel.
So he had to try to call everybody as fast as he could to let them know not to get in their car and head here, So he went with, obviously, the person that was driving from the furthest away down to the person that was the closest, knowing that they're going to be getting ready to leave. So if there's one thing that I could say he wouldn't want to do is have people waste their time and gas.
And so then it was back to square one of finding a bar.
He had to start over. We were almost going to not use the bar because we thought maybe that would be too difficult to get another bar. And then he talked to his professor from college, who turned him on to a bar that is friendly about allowing people to film there.
You know, I found a place that's much better, works for the story that much better. And so things are gonna go wrong, and you have to just be willing to roll with the punches and adapt. So let's move past this location tale and let's talk about casting actors. It's the same thing, only there's a little bit of a difference. So like I said, some of the actors I met on other movie sets or I've worked with before on short films, and I'm like, you know, hey, I already know you're gonna be in the movie. You don't need to try out. What about people you gotta audition? How do you hold an audition? Well, we live in the day and age of the internet, and Facebook is a wonderful thing. And I made a video on the channel last year about using Facebook to network with filmmakers, and I don't think it went anywhere. But I see people on Reddit asking about, you know, how do you find actors and this and that? And I'm like, Facebook. And another couple little tidbits of advice on auditions. Zoom is going to be your best friend. Yeah, it would be great to have people come in live in person. We live in the day and age of the internet, okay? Use Zoom, use Discord. You're going to get essentially the same interaction, but why have somebody waste their gas to come drive somewhere just to audition for like 5-10 minutes for a non-paid gig? I mean, be realistic, okay? You get that face-to-face interaction on Zoom. You can direct the actor, work with them, you know, because that's how I like to do it. I want to see, hey, how did you interpret the sides? Okay, here's how I want you to change it up and try it this way. Whoever gets a part, you let know, obviously. You gotta let them know they got a part. The people that don't have a part, yeah, does it suck to send an email? Hey, sorry you didn't get the part? Yeah, that sucks. I hate sending that email. But everybody will appreciate you that much better, and it's so much more professional to say, hey, you were tremendous. Unfortunately, the turnout was so strong that it was a very tough decision, and unfortunately, you did not have the part, but maybe in the future we can work together. People want that email. I mean, they don't, but they do, if you know what I mean. So that's all I got to say on auditions, but I think we'll go ahead and stop here. There's a lot more to talk about with pre-production, which I'll get into in the next episode here. But I want to say thank you to everyone who stuck around to the end. I really hope that you learned something, and I hope that you continue to tune in as I, continue to chronicle this journey of making In the Hands of Fate, sharing my ups, my downs with all of you. And if you have any advice as well, as a filmmaker that you would want to give to other people who want to get into filmmaking, who want to make their first feature film, go ahead and in the comments say, tell me in the comments, what is the one piece of advice that you would give to a first-time filmmaker? Wow, I can't talk. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to a first-time filmmaker who's in the pre-production stage of their movie? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. And if you like this content, remember, like, subscribe, turn that bell on for notifications. You know the drill. Every YouTuber says it. I say it. But anyway, guys, stick around. We'll have a lot more great content, great educational content for you all here in the near future. But until next time, that's a wrap.